I want to begin by touching on an important point that Mr. Pugh made in his testimony, that, quote, like any policy that has been in place for 5 decades, NEPA should be updated to address current societal needs. One of the new circumstances that I think you're probably referring to that would warrant congressional review of NEPA is something that Mr. Carr and Veerkamp touched on, and that is the frivolous environmental lawsuits. Just last year in Wyoming, a federal judge required additional lengthy environmental reviews for new or pending coal, oil, and natural gas leases in the Powder River Basin. This basin produces more than 40% of the United States coal, and coal is still the second largest source of United States electricity and will be for a long, long time. The fact is that these lawsuits are intended to force energy poverty on Wyoming and the Americans that we serve. To exemplify the abuse in the current law, in 2022, the Bureau of Land Management approved 3,535 applications in Wyoming and New Mexico, but it wasn't very long before the lawsuits started pouring in. Now, Mr. Beard, you've indicated that one of the reasons why we need to have a 6-year statute of limitations is because that so many of the people who would be affected by these projects don't have the knowledge or the money or the wherewithal to battle them. As a water and natural resource attorney in Wyoming, I can assure you that's the furthest thing from the truth. The reality is that the environmental groups are some of the most wealthy nonprofit organizations that are out there. And I can also assure you that in the state of Wyoming, we want these projects to go forward. We're proud of the fact that we serve and make the lives better of the American people. We're proud of the fact that we are responsible for providing affordable animal food. We're proud of the fact that with our national forests and our private forests, we are able to provide affordable housing for the citizens of this country. We are proud of what we do as one of the very largest energy producers in the United States of America. What we don't like and what is troublesome is that NEPA, which is simply a process statute that was created so that we can make sure that as these projects go forward, the environmental impact is assessed, is that these turn into 5 and 10 and 15 and 20-year lawsuits that prevent us from being able to use our natural resources, the natural resources that belong to the citizens of this country. The fact is, I am tired of sitting back and watching our forests burn to the ground. I am tired of sitting back and watching our watersheds be destroyed because of the catastrophic forest fires that are impacting the interior West. I am tired of watching as an administration like the Clinton 58.5 million acres of National Forest Service lands at the same time that we have a housing shortage. I am tired of the fact that there are regulatory agencies in this country that will adopt over 3,500 major regulations a year, while Congress will only deign to pass maybe 35 to 50 pieces of legislation. The reality is that NEPA desperately needs to be reworked. The endangered species gentlemen in the resource industry, I am proud of what you do. I am proud of your ability to provide affordable energy and do the things that you do for the folks of this country. So all I want to do is make this statement after all of my colleagues have been able to ask most of the questions that I think are important today. I just want to let you know that I stand with you. We stand with you. We recognize that there are changes that need to be made because our current environmental regulations are not protecting our environment, but they're breaking the great people of this country. Thank you, and I yield back.